Hello, you. Ugh. How are you doing today? Here in my kingdom, things are, I won't say well, I won't say bad, I won't say anything. I actually, today, I think I start a lot. Today we're going to talk about, today I said, today I said I'm going to wing it. So I said, I have no idea what to record. But I'm not that frustrated about it, and I kind of like wanted to see what happens if you have zero preparation, you know. So here I am. It's not like that I usually super prepare, but I kind of have idea what I'm gonna talk about that day. Well, today, no idea. So I'm here. Um, and I don't know. Let's see what comes up, if anything. How we handle pressure. How we handle pressure. Do we have to over prepare, under prepare? Well, if you under prepare, we're gonna feel, I suppose, a lot more pressure because a lot of insecurities are gonna come up. You don't know how you're gonna show up, if you're gonna appear stupid, which goes to caring what other people think, which goes to the childhood having to care what your parents feel about you, because otherwise there will be a threat to your survival. So very important. Also later on, with when we live in groups, on our own in the past tribal times, if you didn't have your community, the possibility of survival would be decreased. So obviously it's normal that you'll feel pressure, anxiety when you are put there for the people to see you how you are. And we all know we are not all the time 100%, obviously. We show, you know we show the best that we think we are, especially on social media, on this YouTube and other channels. So we have some sort of control. But if you have no control, how are you gonna come up? That creates some issues. And I just realized that since talking about pressure, I'll talk about control as well. Because what happens when we experience uncomfortable things, we have this innate need to control things. Need, need to control things because we believe, probably subconsciously, that we can hide and that we can better our situation. Which of course there's positive aspect to it, there's also negative. So for instance, if you've been controlling too much, it's good to go the other way, and vice versa. So I have experiences with control, and of course you will want to do it more and more if you felt in your life out of control. And but what happens then, usually people will swing in the other direction too much, to realize, oh, now I have too much of this. And it's actually, in a way, if you can be observant of that, how you go from one side to the other one, you and you are fully there, you will not even have to think like, oh, what is the balance, what is the best, because it changes by the moment. But it will happen automatically if you introduce awareness in your life. And in regards to, sorry, I'm just looking at the people moving around. So, but they have there's these slides that get ideas what's going on. And see, maybe this is my part of like trying to control things or caring what people think. But you know, when you do that, you just have to go back into your inner world and connect to sense of peace within, sense of well, underlying consciousness between, like beneath, and let these uncomforts arise without you acting on them, because you feel them. You know, your brain which your brain will try to control, your mind will try to control. You want to put yourself from uncomfortable situations, and sometimes you have to, don't get me wrong, but I would like not to be controlled by the need of control so much, because you know it feels very it's not a pleasant existence, you know, because there's something that happens like momentarily, but then if you leave from this state, it's very unnatural, and your body and mind will suffer because of that. And since you relate to that the most, you will suffer. So how to handle things under pressure? The way I see it is, have experiences, have something that you can connect to. It can be a breath, it can be internal feeling that pulls your mind, almost like your mind goes in so many places, and it pulls your mind back, you know, pulls your mind back. Or equally, you basically what you're doing is like you're pulling yourself from the mind, and that relaxes your system because you're not getting involved in 100 million thoughts and emotions. And you'll see everybody is looking for that in some way or another. And funny enough, when you start focusing what other people think, how to control all these things, you'll tap into some sort of natural resource, which happens to be who you really are, but natural resource who, sorry, which is in basically high demand, because everybody is trying to do that one way or another. They're just not aware. They try to, well, you know, obviously on others, there are people that try to take something from you, get, you know, steal your energy just to get their own. So maybe it can be as simple as like, oh, mocking, you know, putting you down so they can fill up, you know, this kind of thing. This is like small incremental energies that feeds your ego. But what I'm trying to say is like connect to the something beyond all that. And there is such thing, you know, so I don't know how it sounds like beyond. I still don't know what type of person you are watching this, because I want to address more accurately, you know, because otherwise, you know, if I'm speaking to too many people, it's difficult to generalize. So, but anyway, all type of people, ultimately, even if they're doing different behavior, they would not mind. Let's put it like that. They would not mind if they could connect to something that infinitely recharges them. You know, imagine whatever you're after health. Well, look, people are kind of similar. We're after health, we're after relationships, good relationships, we're after money, you know, so anything in between, you know, then, you know, we have a purpose, which is all connected, but we want to feel good, you know. Funny enough, you can momentarily feel good if I just put some neurochemistry into your system, and you'll be fine. Just switch your mind into in your body into these chemicals, and you'll feel fine, even if you're lying there on the bed. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Uh, but when you become aware of that, you must think consequently that there must be something else than you being plugged into some sort of cocktail of neurochemicals to make you feel good. We produce our own, and we produce our own neurochemistry to feel good. There's immense power, and this leads you to the ultimate power of who we are. And I will actually like to say something since I'm recording this spontaneously. You know how to let go control and pressure. That ultimately you might think there are different methods how to resolve all these issues. The ultimate is to ask yourself who you are. And it came to me, I guess, spontaneously. Let's just go to it, even when I was doing the meditations, I was doing many times the meditation, who am I? And, in the past, I used to first think like, oh, it's just some sort of mind fuck, just, oh, who am I? Who am I? And then people tell you, now again, I don't know who I'm talking to, but they tell you, first they say like, who am I? They'll tell you some things like how they are the body, they are here, this body. Then they'll go deeper. Maybe they'll tell you, oh, this is my, they'll describe some thoughts, some characteristics and stuff like that, which is all useful, but these things go deeper. So people, those the ones that already went deeper, um, they, well, ultimately they'll realize, they can realize who they are. And why would you want that? Why would I want to realize who am I? Is this similar? Is this philosophical question or what? Well, I would like to tell you it's actually not. It can be, but you will miss the point if you make it a philosophical question, mindfuck question. It's meant to mindfuck you because you're meant to go beyond that. And I don't mean some esoteric beyond. It's actually you go, through it. You have these ideas, and then there's no ideas. And why would you want to go there if you go just beyond, if you go beyond the mind and the body? Well, first of all, it feels good beyond the neurochemistry that you can possibly imagine. There's immense freedom there, and the problems seem to cease to exist because you see things differently. So I realize as well, I'm not looking in the camera that much. I have to get used to that, to look at you. It's part of my conditioning, and also from the past, and also now, I have to look at you right there, tell you things like, who are you? So I started mentioning some benefits of, answering these questions by yourself, and, answering beyond like just some thoughts, because I'll tell you then, who is observing those thoughts that you see? Well, I am, or just internal feeling. I am, you'll feel most of the people like, oh, then when you start to go beyond, oh, I am this, close your eyes and I'm in here, I'm somewhere in here. So are you? Have you tried to go deeper and see if there's something else come up? Because it's kind of like a journey, which can actually go really fast. But maybe, if you've done meditation or if you have certain situation, it can go faster. Sometimes it doesn't. It's not a competition. Because when I was saying that there are benefits of answering this question, not to just give you this freedom, but also I always was saying, if you know who you are, you'll know more also what you want. And when you have this clear, it's easier to answer subsequent questions, because all the questions go back to that. All the questions that you can have, they go to that. That's also one of the reasons. If you can answer the question, well, imagine that might resolve all these other questions, and it really does. So when I was doing these meditations, sometimes I can experientially realize on the deepest part who I am. Sometimes, well, I have it also from the memory, but it doesn't count. Sorry. And then if you do go through all these questions, and I'll be teaching, I'll be probably teaching this, coaching this for those the ones that are interested. Some of them you already know. You can share your opinion. Some of them, sorry, there's some fly around. Some of them are maybe at the beginning. I was like, what? What is this guy talking about? Who am I? I want some meditation. So for those the ones that ask themselves that, why would you answer this question? Well, I'm describing you the benefits. So if you're like very at the beginning is like, oh, I just want money. I just want a relationship. Well, what I'm saying is that you can get that without extra abuse that you're putting on yourself. Oh, I don't want that. I want that. But I can guarantee you that in the worst case scenario, it will not hurt. Let's put it like that. It will not hurt to know who you are. Even, and if you go beyond, like I am, describing yourself as a name and then basically some sort of identity, and you're happy with that, who's happy with that? Can you experientially see and feel that part that is happy with it? And who is listening right now and attempting to see this part if you are doing what I'm saying right now? And who is in your head talking to yourself, thinking, have you been busted right now? Who has been busted right now? Who is making jokes right now? How do I know all these things? How can somebody know what you're thinking? Maybe because I went through the similar process and I still am. So anyway, that's what's happening today. We went from, I don't know what I want to record, to like answering the questions. Who am I? And it's definitely one of the best meditations. I remember when I was in India, the first time I encountered this question was was there. I remember there was somebody in some ashram I've been, and he came to me and he asked me like, "What is God? What is God?" Interesting. What is God? And then I ended up in some now deceased guru where the whole ashram is about ashram. It's like, yeah, I guess it's ashram. There's like things around. And the whole question was like self-inquiry. Who is this self? Who you are. So you just sit with this question and torment yourself to the eternity. In the worst case scenario, even if you will not find, the answer, you will, everything in your own time, you will encounter something useful for your life. I can guarantee you that. And if you don't, well, you're missing something, and that's some information. Oh, you're missing something. Maybe you'll say like, oh, this is not for me. I don't know. Maybe you'll see that, oh, there is something that is called deeper. And why would you go deeper? Again, you don't have to. Eventually, you'll go there anyway. Sorry. But because you get everything that you want. How about that? Is that enough for you? And there are many ways how to do it. Consciously, can get to there unconsciously. People have near-death experiences. You don't have to have one. There's many ways how the train comes to the destination. So much for today. Who are you? Have a good day.